Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing a Jeep Wagoneer. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Trailer Dodge Ram Jeep Chrysler here in Sandy, Utah for giving me some time with this Wagoneer. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a twin-turbo 3-liter inline-6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy 16 around town and then 23 on the highway, with power outputs being 420 horsepower and then 468 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see how it kind of falls off a little bit on either side, but I like these little raised sections. It's nice. And then popping down below, I'd say a very Jeep looking front end, especially with the grille there. You can see Wagoneer at the top, and then notice how the trim's darker here at the bottom, and then you do have recovery points, but they did do a nice finish on all of the trim. I mean, looking at it all together, it definitely has a more premium look because of all the finishes. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 275, 55, 20 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see here with the wheels, you've got the silver mixed with the metallic gray, and then I love the painted fender flares here. You guys can see the rest of the bodywork there on the side, also with the side step, and then the Wagoneer logo, and then blacked out mirror caps, and then notice some of the trim is silver. And then here is the full side view with the Wagoneer. Now taking a look at the key fob, we have our lock and unlock function, remote start, we got the opening for the hatch, and then the Wagoneer logo there on the back, and we'll pop her open. And then popping into the back, we've got a ton of cargo space behind the third row, and then we also have more storage space underneath. Got a 12 volt here in the back, and then you guys can see here for the seats to lower them down for the second row. The third row you can raise and lower them down. Also, I do like this carpeting. It has a kind of nice premium feel to it. But yeah, super spacious back here. Anyways, when you're all done, the button's actually inside. So I just press that and it'll close it all up. Really cool taillight design here, and you guys can see the rest of the silver trim, and then Wagoneer there on the back as well. And then we've got parking sensors, a bezel that covers the receiver hitch. And putting it all together, let me know your thoughts on the design here with the Wagoneer. Now taking a look at the door panel, soft touch here at the top, then you guys can see the trim down below and then the stitching and everything below that. Automatic for the window, and then we have a speaker here for the Alpine sound system. Now in the third row of the Wagoneer, there's a ton of space back here. We also have this for the seats with the recline function. You got that for the USBs, which is nice. And headroom is also good. And then the seats back here, they actually have a nice finish on them. And then take a look at the seats themselves. You guys can see perforated all down the center portion. And we've got all of our adjustments and everything. Legroom here in the back is really good. We also have a little storage pocket. Got some vent action back here. More vents in the center. We have our own climate zone. Got a bunch of charging ports down below, which is nice. And then headroom in the second row, it's also good. Now taking a look at the front door panel again, soft touch here at the top, and then you can see all the trim down below. All of our window controls, which are automatic. Got your mirror adjustments, memory seat function, and then we do have blind spot mounting with the mirrors. And then taking a look at the front seat, perforated all down the center, just like the second row. All of our power adjustments on the side. Got our light controls right here. Got that for the parking brake, your pedal adjustment, and then you can see here with the trim. Then notice the dash is also soft touch all across. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, you guys can see soft touch all around. You've got contrast stitching there, more of that cool wood trim. Your gear limiter function, we also have our adaptive cruise control, regular cruise control, controls for the center stack, and then your regular stocks there on the back. And then taking a look at the gauge cluster itself, we can scroll through, see different bits of information on systems within the vehicle. I do like the gauge view with the little animation, that's kind of fun. And then in reverse, we just have a regular backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, shortcut bar here at the bottom. It does take a second for some of these menus to load up, as you can see. Yeah. That's more than a second. Wow. Anyways, dual zone climate up front. We have heated and ventilated seats with this package as well. And then notice how there's kind of like shortcut buttons and physical buttons all around. So I'd say easy to use overall. Below the infotainment system, we have our charging area. That's what I like to call it. And then notice we've got a little tab you can cover it up with. Auto stop start, your lane departure stability control, parking sensors, tow haul mode, and then mute for everything. And then notice we've got a drive mode select here. Got a bunch of off-road modes because it's a Jeep, right? 4-wheel drive low, so got another Jeep thing. 2-speed transfer case is always nice. dial shifter there. We got off-road cruise control, and then you guys can see with the cup holders right here, more of that trim. And then this is cool, the center console. It's got that kind of lid on the top. And space inside is really good, actually. Nice padding on the top of this. You can see there's stitching in the dash too, which is kind of cool. And yeah, good storage in the glove box overall. I like the trim there on the top. So here's what I want to sticker for the Wagoneer, and this one's an L, so that's why it was so big with the storage. Anyways, after all options and everything, $77,415 for this one. And let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood, both the mirrors. Just do a blind spot monitoring. So the rest of the rear, big windows, so it's easy to see out of. Let us set off in the Suburban Killer, whatever I'm gonna title this video. Well, we'll talk about it as we drive. But yeah, 2024 Wagoneer, we are officially here. I just rhymed by accident. That was completely by accident, but you know what? We'll pretend like it wasn't. So, first setting off, smooth. Hurricane smooth. Love this powertrain, honestly. I will say though, I don't think it's like a full upgrade compared to the Hemi, but you know, it's most of the sounds that I don't like as much for this, but you know, it's still really good. Very smooth drive. Yeah, so this is built on the same platform as Ram 1500, but it has independent suspension front and rear, so it does help out the handling. Like, this feels like a more nimble vehicle than the 1500. Feels lighter too, interestingly enough. Yeah, the biggest thing is it feels more nimble. Ride's very comfortable. Definitely feels luxury. Yeah, it drives well. I like the feeling of these independent suspension body on frame vehicles. It's pretty neat. And the Hurricane's got enough, I mean, I haven't gotten into it a bit, but it's got enough torque that you can just kind of lightly get into it. Something that you can't really do with the V8s. You gotta get deeper into the throttle with the V8s. I will say this develops torque at a higher RPM than you'd think for a turbocharged engine. But maybe it's because I've noticed with, I mean, this, I've just noticed this, with single turbo cars, it seems like they are able to develop the torque lower down compared to twin turbo cars. Just something that I've noticed. So, with reviewing cars and everything. But yeah, some other stuff while we're waiting here for traffic to go. Seat comfort's really good. And it's pretty well insulated interior. I actually like, I mean, this is a Series 2, and so it's, you know, not necessarily going to be the most luxury you can get with the Wagoneer, obviously, but it's still good. I think they did a pretty good job. There's another one. Hello, fellow Wagoneer. I don't know, do we do the wagon? You have the Jeep wave. Do you have the Wagoneer wave? Is that a thing? Okay, I think we're good to go. So, wait for this RAV4 to get out of the way. Okay, getting acceleration here. Woohoo! Yeah, it definitely develops power higher up in the RPM range. I mean, once you get into it, it moves. Wow, that was. I like this powertrain. I'm excited to see this in the 1500 for the next model year. I'm excited. So, to cap things off here with the Wagoneer, it's a really good full-size SUV. I think Jeep decreased the price on some of the packages with the Wagoneer because, well, let's just say that they weren't selling as fast as Jeep would have liked. And so, you know, where this is priced at, I think it's, you know, for the options and everything, it's very reasonable. I think the Suburban with similar options is more expensive now. So, yeah, I would say reasonably priced given the packaging and everything that you receive with this. We got to get one more acceleration, even though it's downhill. Still, it counts. Oh, 4Runner. Okay, these people have no. There we go. It's cool. These people have no sense of what's happening around them. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about the Wagoneer.